Now, how many of you are using hashtags in every post that you push out on social media? And how many times have you actually seen posts with a number of hashtags after them? Now, you may have asked yourself the question, why? What are these hashtags actually doing for the people who post them? Yes, hashtags, they can be extremely effective in gaining more views of your posts. But you'll probably feel most of the time, are they actually working? Are they doing much to push out your post further and content further? Well, most of the time, the answer is probably no, they're not. However, that isn't meant to be a statement on the effectiveness of hashtags in general. Now, hashtag usage can be extremely effective, but only when it's done in a smart way. Now in this video, I will explain what hashtags are, why they work with audiences, and we'll also cover some of the typical strategies used in hashtag marketing to grow the reach of your posts and your audience. Now, it was Twitter that first debuted hashtags a while ago, and at the time they probably didn't think how widespread their usage would become. Now, initially hashtags were created just for tagging content, and the idea was that when you shared a piece of content, you could tag it with a relevant hashtag, which would actually make it easier for people to search for this keyword or subject. Now, that is still true today, despite the ballooning number of ways that users now use hashtags. Now, today hashtags are used in a number of completely different ways. And community hashtags often pop up to bring communities together. Now, there may be a hashtag for your favourite football or soccer team, for example, or your favourite band, and any discussions will often include the hashtags. And actually this leads us quite nicely on to events. Now, large events usually will have their own hashtag. For example, the Super Bowl, the Football or Soccer World Cup, for example, where you'll see conversations using this hashtag throughout the live games or events. Now, conversational hashtags sometimes pop up around a specific topic for a more in-depth conversation. You see it all the time on Twitter where discussions arise around topics that sometimes influencers push to their audience. Now, studies have shown that tweets and Facebook posts that include one or two hashtags typically receive more engagement than those with zero or no hashtags at all. Now, hashtags work because they are really helpful. Of course, social networks are inherently very messy. There is a lot of noise with thousands of users sharing their thoughts on different topics at any given second. So let's look at some of the different hashtag marketing strategies that are most commonly used to grow your following. So, trending hashtags. Now, trending hashtags are perhaps the most common hashtag marketing strategy and arguably the most impactful when done well. Now, trending hashtags that show up on Twitter and Facebook drive a lot of eyeballs to the posts that are performing well and use those hashtags. For most companies, however, the trending hashtag will rarely align with their business or the service they offer. But you really should keep a close eye on them, and they can yield really creative opportunities to tie your brand to a current trending topic if one arises. So let's look at community hashtags. Now, community hashtags can be a great way to connect with a very specific audience. Now, people are always sharing their opinion on many social media platforms. For example, if we took an example of a band or a pop star, there'd be plenty of discussions around, say, Pink Floyd, one of my favourite bands, for example. Now, fans will be talking about Pink Floyd using this particular hashtag. Now, for brands, not bands, you should be looking at tagging all of your own content with your own brand in all of your posts. For example, at The Nicest Guys in Marketing, we use the hashtag the nicest guys in marketing across all of our social media posts. Now, campaign hashtags. Now, many brands will use specific campaign hashtags, which are often shorter and more focused. Now, campaign hashtags are used as part of a social media marketing campaign or a contest. And now they typically have a start and an end date, and they run for however long the campaign runs for. Now, Coca-Cola, thinking back, hashtag Share Coke campaign is a classic example, as is the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Who remembers the hashtag Ice Bucket Challenge? And this went viral a few years ago, of course. Now, this leads us on to hashtags such as products or service hashtags, as well as events, as we have already mentioned before. Now, smart hashtag usage isn't about spamming as many hashtags as you can into each update. It's about finding smart, strategic ways to get your social media updates in front of your ideal audience. So please feel free to ask us any questions in the comments below, or please pop over to our Facebook group where we do a weekly question and answer session, and we'll answer all your marketing and sales questions. See you there. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more sales and marketing advice. Oh, and don't forget to enable all notifications so that you never miss a thing. Also, why not pop along to our Facebook group? Just search for The Nicest Guys in Marketing. Our Facebook group is packed full of hints and tips, and we answer your sales and marketing questions each and every week.